Greetings and welcome to the Captive Desk. Hello, Mike. Hello, Scott.
Hey.
And hello, Brainless in the chat and Demon Orb. Good to see you. Just telling Mike we're going to do a little stream here and go check out Slim and have some laughs. It's always a good time over at Slim Cyborg's channel. So want a few laughs and maybe see Slim swallow a sword or eat a scorpion or some other assorted oddities. If that's your thing, check out Slim. You'll never know what he's going to be sticking into an orifice on his body. So, I got a notification this morning said congratulations, 2 years since you started your channel, and I was like, oh wow, that's pretty cool, you know. So I thought Thank you. So I thought I'd do a stream, and I said something to Mike and Scott, and they said, yeah, we're down for a little stream, talk about what's going on and what's been going on. And yeah, Slim is weird, but cool, very cool. Good time over there. And on the weekends, he's been playing some games, so you want to go play some adult-themed games, that's a good time over there, too. So everybody has a good time over there. Very friendly crowd. So, and always good to see you. And good to see you, too, Logan. Thanks. So go ahead.
Have you dared look at your first video that you did on your channel?
I remember my first video with okay. Brian. We talked about miracles. Brian was on Bread's channel, and he said, well, yeah, we could have a little thing. So that's really how it got started with my channel. Was he kind of was on the fence about miracles. He's also was kind of on the fence about where he was spiritually and everything. And so yeah, we had a nice little talk, and that was my first video. It was about miracles. So it was very civil. We just talked. He just, talked about some of the things and some of the instances that you hear about, and it was a nice little discussion. And then it just kind of went from there. So it's a shame. Brett and I had a falling out because the first time I was ever on YouTube was when she made me Atheist of the Month. Yeah. And I just popped on my phone, and that was my first official time on there. And I also met Mike over on Bread's channel. And we did that's
where we met, eh?
Yeah, that's where we did the video series, remember?
Okay.
With Mr. Stabby.
Yeah. I'm not sure if Bread still loves me or not. She hasn't sent me an email for a while. And,
she hasn't been doing as much content. I check in. She's still doing some. So
yeah,
but
she could have started a whole different YouTube channel.
Yeah, well, it's just the thing,
Oh yeah, we met in the back room at the Bible study, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And Lance too, over at
Lance too.
Lance Independent. He was involved, and so was his. I'm not sure if it's his wife or not,
maybe, yeah.
But possibly wife or girlfriend. She was there, and who else was there? Was a couple other people involved too, and that's so it was kind of neat. I mean, I met a lot of people. I met Jay Bundy through Bread because Jay would show up over there, and when he first showed up, I was like, oh, that's the drummer guy. Right, because I knew his drummer videos because I watch a lot of those, people just putting out their own little jams and stuff. So I was like, oh, that's that drummer guy, right? So I met a lot of people over there, and then we had a little falling out. And it's a shame, but these things
I've been
happen.
in therapy ever since that Bible study. Countless hours of therapy.
What did you say? Don't ever show this to anybody ever again or something.
Right. Yeah. You're gonna just oh my God, turn people away from the church in droves. And he's certainly not going to bring any atheists in. It was just weak.
Yeah, just so everybody knows, it was a lot of hard luck stories, is what it was. These people that hit rock bottom and then found Jesus, and you can do it too, type thing, and we weren't convinced, and I kind of joked about Mr. Stabby Stabby. There was a guy that was a violent offender, he liked to stab people. He stabbed a bunch of people, and then when he was in prison, he was stabbing people and stabbing guards. He just stabbed everybody. But he's forgiven, and he's going to heaven. So
he found Jesus. Praise the Lord.
You get to hang out with Mr. Stabby Stabby forever. So Sandals in there in the chat. Hello, Sandals. Good to see you. Glober Mom. Hello. Good to see you. So, so it's been 2 years, and let's see, I'm up to about 140 videos now. So that's pretty amazing. It takes a while to get there when you're making content.
I think I'm running like 4 years or something already, and I still haven't improved at all. I mean, nothing has changed. I had such high hopes for doing real content. But content takes time. I mean, because you work on your stuff, right? And I just don't. I don't know. Someday.
I just. Hello, Sumami. Good to see you. I just got I just got a comment on one of my videos, and it's really nice when you get a comment that my dinosaurs can't be old video, and I went and checked out their channel too, and they've got some good content over there. So that was pretty neat. And you make connections, and if anybody comments, I try to comment back. And I was saying earlier, I think before we started, I'm civil over with SJ. SJ gives me a shout out. She showed up in my stream, and a couple Christians came over from her channel, and they were making some comments, but everything was staying cool, and everybody said hi to everybody, and so everybody was having a good time, just discussing things. So it is possible. It is possible.
I'd like to talk to some Christians. That would be fun. Like SJ.
They're always welcome. And I told Scott earlier, I will talk about anything with anybody. You want to talk about gods or Bigfoots or anything, as long as it's civil. If you want to call names, even SJ agreed with me. You can go on Twitter and call each other names, right? Knock yourself out. Mike knows, and Scott knows. A lot of us have been around for a while. That's easy, and it gets old, and it's not productive. And if we're really serious about having discussions, then we should have civil discussions.
Yeah. I think in my time on YouTube in the last, I don't know, it's been like 5-6 years, I am so done with even thinking about Christianity that I kind of turn away from it now a little bit. It's just like, I can't help you, son. I can't help you. If you believe this bullshit, I just can't help you.
That's the thing. I'm blunt. I mean, if you ask, I get a lot of times in the comment sections or the live chats, they ask me, well, what do you mean? And I say, I think the Bible's nonsense. I think most religious texts are nonsense, unless you're going to talk about something nice like a fertility goddess or something frolicking around in a garden, not bothering anybody, kind of like Bigfoot. Those aside, the rest it's nonsense. Now, are there morals and stories about morals and all these kind of things in them? Sure. But that doesn't separate them from each other. And I still always compare them to Aesop's Fables. Yeah. Aesop's Fables has talking animals, and you're not supposed to take away from it that there's talking animals. It's supposed to be the moral of the story. So I think a lot of us agree that the creationists, especially the young earthers, and even like into the flat earthers and the mud fossilers, they're just carrying it too far. And I can understand, and a lot of people can understand, a greater purpose, a greater mind. Where did it all come from? Pondering all these things, but the stories, and it doesn't matter which religion you name them, we can find silly supernatural stories that we're not told either to be taken literally as the meaning of the story, or you just had people at the time that's all they knew better. And their explanation was it was God or gods or some other supernatural thing. That's all they knew. And we were just talking in the stream the other day, there's this mystique that with these old books, like they hold some kind of wisdom that people had thousands of years ago that we don't have now. And I'm sorry, I just don't see it. I don't think they had it.
Well, yeah, they have rhetorical force more so than the latest, newest flashy thing that comes along. If you were, let's say you're at a bar or a restaurant or someplace where people were mingling, and you ran across a person who started talking about how they can't wait to see Santa Claus this year, like it's, and they're like 28 years old or something, and they just know that Santa Claus is real, and that's all they talk about, and they're excited about it, and I would not be too inclined to indulge in alcoholic beverage with that person, and I would probably find myself backing slowly out of their presence, because it's fun to talk about Santa Claus when you're talking about a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old, or even mostly younger than that, but to talk about Santa Claus with a straight face to a 28-year-old would be something totally different. And I just feel that's what people who believe in the Bible as a holy book or a guide for life are kind of doing, if they're taking it literally and calling it our instruction manual for life or God's science book, or whatever the heck approach they take.
Historical.
Yeah, it's a way to cope that we have resources and tools that are much more suited for the task, and it's great to look at perhaps its meaning in terms of literary or cultural or anthropological force. Oh, hey, Kalasia, how's it going? Yeah, I wouldn't want to spend too much time talking about it as if it should be taken that seriously any longer.
Imagine you needed your driveway fixed, right? And you wanted to order a truckload of gravel from a reputable company, and you look up the company and you call them up and you order a truckload of gravel, and 2 weeks passes and nothing happens, and you call them back and you paid them and everything, right? And then they tell you, well, what do you mean you haven't gotten the gravel? And it's like, no, I haven't gotten it. Well, I prayed for it. You must not be receptive. It's like, that's kind of what it's like, right?
Yeah, that wouldn't fly with it.
You're just not open to the gravel. I mean, if you were open to it, you would have got it. I'm sorry, Dave, can't. Yeah. I don't get it.
Punk Apostate in the chat. Good to see you. And yeah, Rochelle's here and Chris is here. Good to see everybody. I did a thing with Punk over at his channel. It was a lot of fun. Go check out Punk Apostate.
So Brainless Steel said has to deal with Christians every time he deals with his parents. We've got some nieces that are really heavily, I think they're fundamentalists, and I keep almost got into a discussion with him one summer, and my other relatives basically dove in between us. They wouldn't let us stop.
Yeah.
Uncle Mike, shut the hell up. You're not gonna...
digging those lines in the sand.
I had close to a nervous breakdown when there was a family gathering on the wife's side, and they were all talking about their visit to the Ark, and the other ones were talking about, oh, we gotta go and everything, and I was just, I was close to a nervous breakdown. It's like,
these nieces went to the Ark. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Ken Ham has been my nemesis ever since I stumbled on him. I blame that I was a little naive. Maybe it was just, a lot of times you think other people think the way you do, right? And I always took it as, I just kind of outgrew Bible stories as, anything, to be taken literally, right? There was, the meanings behind it or whatever. But when I came face to face with Ken Ham on a part-time Christian afternoon cable channel, way back in the day, I was dumbfounded. I was dumbfounded at what he was saying. And ever since then, he's been on my list, and he blocks me everywhere he can. And that's how I found folks like Dan Phelps and others. And I've had a couple ex-employees of Ken Ham on my channel. So if you want to hear from them yourselves, check out the videos on my channels. I had Seth on, and I had Leah on. Yep. And then I've had Dan Phelps on too. Dan Phelps is the one that basically all the stuff we've heard about Ken Ham, all the tax breaks and all the behind the scenes stuff he does is usually Dan Phelps. He's the one pulling public information all the time. And Ken Ham knows who he is. But we had some great discussions. And so, you want to know a little bit about what it's like to work at the Ark Park? Check out those folks. We had a good chat. And, of course, we have Answers in Atheism, the man here.
Yeah, I think my spinny thing is distracting people.
No, it's pretty cool. I like it.
I'd like to get it inside my head. That would be cool if it looked like it was inside my head.
If we could somehow time the rotations and everything so that maybe it will influence people to send money.
Yeah.
Hypnotize them. And,
must send money. Must send money. Oh, that's that Vody guy I covered the other day. Everywhere you go, it says donate, donate. Don't forget to donate. Donate, donate.
I get things from Ham every day almost, from Ken Ham. And it's some of them are just donations. Sometimes he gives you a little lecture before he asks you to donate. And they look at the categories, and I think they start at like $100 and go up to thousands. And it's like money.
He goes beyond the wrong business. He goes beyond the grave. He tells people in the whatever donation thing they're having, and don't forget to leave us in your will.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
So leave us, leave us whatever you got when you're gone too. So yeah.
Hey, that's an old.
Did you know?
That's. I know a lot of the denominations will do that. Will try to influence, church members to leave what parts of their estate, leave property, leave. Even turn over stocks and stuff to the denomination in order to, leave a legacy or whatever behind. It's always there, always that pull for your money.
Did you know that Alcoholics Anonymous has a law, basically a fixed rule that you cannot will money to them, and you can only give them $5,000 a year at the most. That's maximum donation that they would accept, but they will not allow people to leave them money, basically, which is really the opposite of most organizations were used to, right? Yeah. Some guy tried to leave him $300,000, and they thought about it and said, "Nope, we're not taking it. Can't do it. Can't be beholden." Yeah. Beholden.
Oh yeah. Otherwise, there has to be a a professional therapeutic kind of honesty about it, or maybe call it a therapeutic environment, a safe space, whatever. But that gets compromised when there's somebody wanting money from it. We have to compromise with that a bit in order to pay, for a therapist who makes a living or whatever out of, providing care, say for mental health or whatever. But in a lot of these treatment centers and things, it seems to me like it's a real
racket.
Yeah, a real racket.
That's the word I was thinking.
Compromise with capitalism, and trying to turn a profit. I think it's kind of a mistake for medical, psychiatric, any kind of health-oriented, person-oriented endeavor to be monetized like that.
This is a real common story, but I was in treatment and I wanted to leave after like 14, 15 days. I thought, okay, I got it. I'm ready to go out and, go to meetings. And they're like, oh, no, you're not well enough. You're going to die. If you go, you're going to die. And then 28 days came around and the insurance dropped out. And it's like, you're fixed. You're better now. You can get out there, boy. It's like
amazing.
And that happens over and over again in treatment centers. They just throw your ass out as soon as your insurance dime drops. It's amazing. Yeah. Me and Scott were looking for something the other day on addiction, and that's Google. I was down like 5 pages. I had looked at 100 things already, and they were all for-profit treatment centers, capitalizing on the woes of man, basically. And I'm so tired of it, and it is just such a bad thing. You want to sober up, go to 90 AA meetings for 90 days. At most, it'll cost you, at most if you donate every day, it'll cost you $90 for $1 a day, but you don't have to donate at all, so it can cost you $0. So that's how you sober up. So you don't need no $30,000, $45,000 treatments. That's what they charge, about $1,000 a day or more. It's like, don't get me started.
Oh yeah, this is a totally unrelated field, but it's in pharmacology. I think they could turn a profit by producing like that Ozempic diabetic medicine for $5 a month, but they charge $1,000.
Yeah,
and overseas the price is down to $150 or $200 a month, but it really can be done profitably at $5. And that's just a sick statement on our health industry.
What does metformin cost in America? Because it costs $7 100 for 100 doses in Mexico.
Yeah, it's more expensive than that, but I don't have my receipt from my last purchase, so I can't remember.
Oh, it ain't too bad. It ain't too bad. 13 to 22, I guess.
When my mother was retired, a lot of stuff was covered under Medicare, Medicaid, and all that kind of stuff. But it was always the deductible at the beginning of the year that I would have to, cover for her and tell her don't worry about it. So, that's where they hit them, is the beginning of the year. They got to come up with that deductible.
Wow. $19 a day for 900 people. That's pretty good. We ought to start a racket. Can't we sell atheism? Can we monetize atheism somehow? We need to monetize it.
I was joking the other day about Bigfoot being a great religion because Bigfoot doesn't ask anything of you. But then again, you can't really make any money or anything at it. There's yeah, it's just whatever, right? Hang out in the woods. It's all good.
You know, what would really work if you had like a pyramid scheme church where basically all of your congregation could basically go out and get their own congregations, and then they could pay you $10 for every congregation they got, and then those congregations could each go out and get their own congregations. And like, why don't they do that? That would be
we were talking
pyramid.
talk about content and stuff. There's a young person out there that started making videos, and I've already seen a bunch of people covering him and stuff. And like overnight, he's got, whatever it is, tens of thousands of viewers and subs, and on and on and on, because he's just got this young baby face, and he's just, oh, Jesus is so wonderful. And yeah, the channel just blows up overnight. There you go.
Holy shit. Wow.
That's all you got to do. And if you say, well, I'm not so sure about Jesus, we float around in the hundreds, right, Mike?
Well, yeah, we could start a pyramid scheme about a religion based on pyramids, which would be great, right? Because everybody loves damn pyramids. You get a lot of subs on pyramids,
Oh, somebody was just covering it the other day. There was claims that Tesla was obsessed with pyramids and stuff, and they were fact checking it and saying, no, there was no reason for where he built his labs that they were some kind of thing in touch with the pyramids or anything like that. No. But speaking of things that are in a track, the eclipse is coming. And there's all kinds of videos I've seen from all kinds of doomsday pastors talking about the eclipse. So I figured it's about a week out, and anybody got any predictions? Is Bigfoot going to show up? Is Jesus going to show up? Is the ground going to open up? What was that?
Scott is right in the path of the eclipse, and I predict that Scott is going to turn into a vampire zombie on the 8th of April. So,
okay.
Weirder things have happened. No, I'm just hoping to hear a few coyotes, hoot and holler. In the day. I think it's going to take place maybe around 1:20, 1:30 p.m., something like that. So
heard a bunch of those last night.
Oh, the last couple of evenings I've heard some birds chirping, and it's still a little chilly here, but I saw a robin land on my truck, and I don't know if it was getting frisky or if it was getting ornery with the reflection in my rear view mirror or side view mirrors on my truck. But its wings were flapping, and it was just going at because I've got those big truck mirrors, So
right.
It was it was one or the other. But
so I just noticed that
it is the season. They'll be out. Yeah, they're going to be out building nests and stuff. So
my lilacs are blooming, or they're budding, and
mine too.
It's March or April. March just ended. It's too early. It's like a month and a half early, I think, or at least a month early. I don't know.
Mine only lose their leaves for a little while. They hold out pretty well because of the milder winter. It's one of the last things to lose its leaves, and it's one of the first ones to have them.
Yeah, I hope it's okay.
Anybody in the chat got any predictions for the eclipse? Second coming? They've been doing anything and everything they can. Is this channel potty trained yet? I wouldn't say that. Look at the guys I'm hanging out with here.
Yeah, right. Yep.
Yeah, they're trying to do what cities the eclipse is crossing. they're taking previous eclipses and their tracks and where they cross each other. They're saying, oh, there's a cross or there's a spot where something's going to happen. It's just, and then to my amazement, you've got Answers in Genesis putting out videos that's saying, eclipses happen all the time and make sure you wear your glasses. And I'm like, really?
Okay, I just found one. Seven important things that Christians should understand about the eclipse. I wonder how that is.
Yeah, there's a lot. I've seen a lot of them already, and
it's going to get dark.
It's going to get dark.
Yeah, they all kind of go like, well, if you add 10 and divide by 2 and subtract by 7, and you'll get 9. Aha! See what? But to the Danny Faulkner, to his credit, somewhere in there is a reasonable person, because he does do videos on debunking flat earthers and everything. Now he tries to argue for a 6,000-year-old universe too. But somewhere in there, he can be pretty reasonable and speak reasonably. And I kind of like Danny Faulkner.
Yeah. Young Earth creationists
good to see
arguing with flat earthers. I don't know.
Yeah, they show up in the chat and they call out Ken Ham. Why aren't you a flat earther? You should be following verse whatever, such and such. It's good to see you, doorknob head.
Giggity.
Is it? Some people will go poof. Thanos.
Yeah.
The rapture, are they all going to fly away? Finally have like the balloons here. They're just all going to fly away.
Please take them.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think London said that yesterday when we were chatting over it with the Kentucky atheist, something about what would happen if everybody was raptured and you were left behind or whatever. Have a party.
Well, that is the one of the premises of Hitchhiker's Guide to a Galaxy, is they talk all of the people that they don't want into, if the Earth is going to be destroyed, you've got to leave on a spaceship, and they pack them all on a spaceship and they take off. It isn't Earth; it's another planet. The planet they land on is Earth, unfortunately. All the idiots. And if we could do that, it's like, please just rapture yourself. Just flap your wings and you'll fly. You'll go up. Don't worry. Just get on the edge of a tall building or a cliff and flap your wings.
We got Al Trucker here. Good to see Al. And Pragmatic Crystal, always a pleasure. Pragmatic Crystal is always there for us. Appreciate you very much.
Chronicles. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you like the Bigfoot stuff, I do the Grassman Chronicles too. I've got some more stuff ready to go, so there's some Grassmans coming up, and we're gonna have something special coming up too. So Scott, how's the weather down there? Is it?
It's been rainy the last couple of days, and but today it's kind of cleared off, and it was real sunny for a while. Now it's kind of what you would call partly cloudy, and it's only like 70 something degrees, so it's a really good day.
We've only got 50s Fahrenheit here, but next week we're supposed to have something 70, 72, unless it changes. So looking forward to that, and almost time to get the cover off the pond. I got it all running. Everything's running, but I left the cover on just in case there was a ice storm or something. But we're getting close here. Take the cover off.
I can't wait till it gets warm and I can go down in the swamp and start gathering stuff with the microscope.
Oh yeah, I've got my jars are growing over here. I was going to get the microscope out, but I was doing something else. But I'm due to get it back out, and then I'm going to be looking for larvae and all those kind of things coming up with the. As soon as it gets warm, you can almost see things kind of moving in the water.
Yeah.
So hopefully I get some good views, and I like getting the microscope out. It's a lot of fun. It's amazing. It's humbling to look at a drop of water and see countless microorganisms just going about their thing. It's kind of humbling comparing the microcosm to the macrocosmos.
Yeah, it's humbling to see a little drop of water and realize that whatever critters are in there can make you shit for days.
And across the wrong one,
Yeah. So small.
But like I learned with the nematodes, though, if everything disappeared, if everything vanished, except for the nematodes, and some aliens came along, they could almost see a cast of the entire planet and the people and the trees and everything else because of the amount of nematodes that are in everything. So you would almost have like an eerie outline of our entire world if it was just nematodes. Pretty wild. And they serve useful functions. I mean, these little, they break down, decaying matter and everything and stuff, and keep the whole cycle going. And they're vital. And but I took one little scraping from the tree bark with a little bit of moss in it, and dozens of different microorganisms counted easily. And the amount of nematode, the whole background is just nematodes. So, it's true. You can leave a shell of nematodes, and us too.
We're all the way down.
We're full of nematodes too. So, we're not exempt.
Okay, what are you looking at?
I saw on a headline not too long ago. I mean, we're talking a few minutes ago, where they found like this 465 million year old fossil of I don't know if it was a trilobite, what you would call it, but it still had the contents of what it had been eaten in whatever it passed for a stomach, which I thought was pretty cool. It's always been creatures eating creatures.
They've made a lot of fossil discoveries lately. I've read about a few of them. Oldest this and that, and oldest here, and a lot of these digs are, maybe it was probably slowed down with the whole shutdowns of the globe and everything over the unspeakable thing that kind of ravaged everybody there. Because I don't want a notation on this video, but now that the world's getting going again, it seems that maybe even the digs and everything are getting busy again, because I've seen quite a few articles on new finds. So that's really neat. Yeah, that's the thing with the microorganisms. You get the one wrong one. You hear about people swimming in a pond or something, and they get, one of those amoebas up their nose or something, and you're done for. So
there it is.
Oh, wow.
160. Yeah, it's got food in its stomach.
What it had for dinner.
Ancient trilobite, yeah. Half billion-year-old Last Supper. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Yep.
Yeah, we've had advances in imaging technology and digging technology, surveying.
Oh yeah,
all sorts of different things.
They were reading. Go ahead.
If the Earth is billions of years old, how could that Last Supper have survived that long? It couldn't possibly have survived longer. All right.
Yeah, they were reading.
It's like a McDonald's French fry.
They were reading those burned up scrolls from Pompeii, or I think it was Pompeii, with some new technology. Because there's another city, Herculaneum. It was a city. It had a famous library in it. A couple of famous ancient scholars too. And I think that's one of the ones where they were able to read that stuff. That's amazing. Yeah, is that Snack?
No, that's Loki.
Oh, that's Loki.
He's the evil one. Yeah, he's got the black face.
Keeping Snack at bay.
Yeah, he tries, but I don't know.
How you doing with the raccoons? They stopped coming around finally.
They stopped coming around. There's one that'll break in every now and then, and I go out there and yell at him, and he looks like, what do you mean? He used to feed us, but I still have a bag of dog food outside. I kind of want to throw it out to him, but I just don't want to get it started again. I've been trying to get the squirrels to come around. So Snack went out and he had a squirrel and he almost caught it. And he put the brakes on and decided it was a big gray squirrel, about half his size. And he decided, no, I'm not going to mess with that. But he chased it. So that just happened a little while ago. Loki will go out there and grab a squirrel and kill it in an instant. Loki's like the most amazing hunter ever. This one. Something else. He is so fast.
My dogs have taken out quite a few critters over the years. And when they do it because they take it into their house and they
offer it. They offer it to the master.
No, they don't bring it to. They go in. My dogs have always taken it into their house, and something's
their
up
house.
Because you go. Yeah, they're a dog house, so you go outside, and they don't come out. And usually the dogs are, they're all over you, wagging their tails, right? Hello, hello, hello. It's like, where the hell are my dogs, right? And you look in there, and they got that look, that they're looking up at you in the house there. And it's like, what do you got in there?
Yeah.
What do you got?
Yep.
Yeah, they did. But my dogs, they're like, it's like a trophy. They don't. Now, I did have ones that used to just totally shred something they would get a hold of. I had to wash them off with a hose and everything. But my other dogs have always been just trophy hunters. They just want to take it in the house and just lay in there with it, I guess, indefinitely. But then they still need a bath because they smell like dead critter. I get groundhogs and raccoons and all that stuff running up and down the creek out back. So they make the mistake and cross that urine line along the fence there, that's clearly marked. It's a mistake. It's a mistake.
Yeah, I've seen some gruesome stuff with my dogs. My God. Especially this half wolf, half German Shepherd we had. He was like the deadliest dog ever. Kill a raccoon in 5 seconds. Never get a scratch on him. He was just amazing. Had to keep him away from stuff. Especially when the kids were around.
I saw him the one time, and they kind of know instinctively what to do. He just came right around the back of the neck. He just grabbed it and just held it down until it quit moving. He was classic predator. So, and this is something that gets fed out of a bowl. So it's still in there. Yeah.
They would eat me in a second if I were small enough. Pretty sure. I was going to eat them.
A lot of at least the larger dogs and stuff would probably be able to go out on their own. if something happened to us. Like the eclipse. It's going to take us all out, Mike. What are we going to do?
Whatever.
And then
I'm ready, Lord.
how many of them are going to have videos out next week saying, "Oh, well, I guess I didn't know what I was talking about with all the charts and the strings and the tacks and connecting everything." And
man failed it somehow, so it won't happen. That's usually what they tell you, is that somehow we have failed, and it didn't happen, right? The apocalypse didn't happen because we failed.
It's always our fault.
We weren't worthy. Not worthy of an apocalypse, which is okay with me. I'm good with not being worthy of the apocalypse. Yeah, we get a little bit of it here in Minnesota. It's going to get a little dimmer, but that's going to be about it. I wanted to go see that because, now I don't think I'm going to live long enough to see the next one, which is going to be like in 325 years.
Well, you can travel and see them, but
yeah, but this particular kind, I think, is really rare. It's going to be, I don't know, maybe it's just the United States. I'm not sure, but I'd have to travel out of the country, and I'm not going to. Well, I might do that next November. I might travel to Canada.
There are people that do those things. They travel to places and they make the weekend of it or whatever, and they set up on their camera equipment and telescopes or whatever. And hey, Deconverted Man.
Deconverted Man is here. Did you pin your link?
I didn't pin I didn't
pin it.
Where's
Creation Myths has been doing videos again on a regular basis, or at least he has for a few days.
Yeah, quite a regular. I think there's another one tomorrow, maybe. Another one.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I signed up for a couple. And Joel Duff is still doing good stuff with Stan Lee. And
anybody wants to stop in,
Stan Lee for truth.
Few more minutes here, then
yep.
We just want.
We got an hour already.
Yeah, we're almost an hour already. It always goes fast talking with you, and it's always a pleasure talking with you. And Mike's humble about his channel, kind of, and
not really.
There's a lot of good discussions and a lot of science and a lot of philosophy and a lot of debunking some certain philosophers. So make sure you check that out. And Mr. Scott Duke is often his co-host over there, and sometimes I'm over there, and sometimes lots of other people are over there. You never know who's going to be over there. So.
Back when my content was as crappy as it is today, I befriended Scott Duke, and I was hoping that he was going to produce something.
Hey, Michael.
I'm sure he's going to. Yeah, I'm sure he's going to. Any day now, Scott. Yeah, any day now, Scott.
It's on my list.
On your list of things.
Deconverter Man's got to go.
Yep.
Deconverter Man too. Go check out Deconverted Man. It's always humorous. Throws his logic and humor intermixed, sometimes very odd and loud ways, but it's a good time. Hello, Speed. Good to see you.
Speed Romans.
Saying hey to everybody.
We got to do some stuff on the brain. I've been doing another deep dive into that, and you know what? Our brain's made out of meat. Our mind is made out of meat. But not only that, but we are strongly affected by smells and balance and what's happening in our digestive tract. I mean, a lot of our thinking is so ridiculously influenced by our body and some of the baser senses that it really worries me. I don't know how we ever got the idea that we're smart because Jesus Christ.
Closer to Truth has been doing a lot of videos on consciousness. So,
oh, really?
If you haven't seen lately, he seems to be doing a lot of them, making the rounds, getting all the different viewpoints. So.
Oh, he's the one that has all the he has all the woo heads on, right? Like Hernandez
he talks to
Castro.
I don't know if he's talked to him.
Yeah, I think
usually he's got a lot of the brilliant minds on. He talks to a lot of big names. I think he probably talked to Dennett before he talked to Castro.
Okay.
But he's I've seen out of the last ones, there was a bunch of them raw in consciousness, his recent videos.
Yeah, I've seen a few of them. He had on, let's see, who's he got on? Martin Rees on the Future God. Leonard, I don't know. David Brin. What else he got? I'll check it out. I have watched a few recently, but I thought he had Donald Hoffman on, and I was like,
he's had a lot of people. I don't know how many videos it says there, but I know he's got a lot. So if you need somebody to binge, and they're usually not very long, he doesn't have very many long ones. If you're in a binge mode, it's a good one to watch because they're short and there's a lot of related topics that you can watch together.
Okay. Yeah, he had Giulio Tononi on there about is there anything non-physical about the mind, and then he had some other guy that he asked, a physicist, if I think that was the one where he asked the physicist, does quantum mechanics require the mind to do the wave collapse, right? And physicist says no. No, just flat out no. It was like he got it wrong. It was pretty good. Anyway.
Yeah, he does a lot of
he cuts clips off.
Yeah, he'll talk to the religious aspect and the scientist aspect and then the philosopher aspect. So you'll get a lot of different viewpoints on his stuff. Yeah. So I think he does a great job. I love his videos. So
I'll put a link to the channel in the chat.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, it's good stuff over there, and they're not very long. Yeah, he keeps them all edited down just to the facts. There's no blah blah blahs. So
I've got a real axe to grind lately with it, and we did a video called something about the woo heads on the left. Basically, there's the Christian fundamentalists and Islam fundamentalists right on the right political side, right? But on the left, you've got the crystal people and all these crazy ideas, that are just as bad. And it's like it basically slices the world up so that you've got about 20 to 30% of people in the middle that are somewhat rational, and you've got nutcakes on both sides. Consciousness is so special, and we're so special that the whole universe is made out of conchicles. And that is one of the targets that I'm on recently. So I haven't dealt with Christians and creationists as much as I'm dealing with the woo on the left, which I find more disturbing in a lot of respects.
Yeah, Logan talks about the dark. Real quick, Scott. Dark Matter made this video, and I was talking about it earlier. It's great. Go check it out. And I think I put the link in the chat there. On the on William Lane Craig talking about the reason God had for killing all the babies and whatnot.
I hope he had a reason.
There we go.
That'd be a good one.
And Speed is subbed.
Speed Romans. Okay.
Good. Link in new tab.
I was saying there's an element on the left, a big element that that want to believe in something exciting and mysterious and otherworldly because it makes life exciting and wondrous, and they get mad at you when you challenge that with skepticism or facts or science.
And there's
on the far right fundamentalist camp too, who think you're evil because you're skeptical of their miracle claims and God claims and the claims they make on your country and your reproductive laws and things like that, based on their woo beliefs. So you have two totally different groups of people with really different points of view getting mad at you because we go, well, how do you know that? And how do you know you're not mistaken?
Yeah.
And
let me pop. Let me pop this video up. We'll take a quick.
The Don't Kill Children challenge with Dr. William Lane Craig.
Yeah, just a quick look. I want everybody to go watch it, but we'll give a little taste here.
You got a problem. Don't you want to know what it is?
You think that I, the omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent, omnibenevolent, spaceless, timeless, causeless, inventor of morality, creator of everything, breaker of chains, mother of dragons, and hater of foreskins, doesn't already know what the me-damn problem is? Of course I do! The only reason you're asking is so that you can record my reaction and post your stupid little YouTube video, so just go ahead and get it over with.
Okay.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
The very end here.
Evidence is wrong and accept my beliefs as true anyway.
That doesn't sound right to me.
Looks like a certain little motherfucker wants to get killed again.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, go check that out. It was hilarious. I saw it this morning.
Yeah, those are hilarious. I just love those.
Yeah, Dark Matter is great content. Yeah, always.
Pretty cool. Yep.
So anything else going on, folks?
What is going on? Oh, there's a lot going on, but we're not going to get into it.
Oh, and I wanted to ask you, you got those Answers in Genesis books, and I haven't heard anything about them. When are you gonna dig those out?
Which ones? You mean
the kids books? Didn't you order Didn't you order the kids books?
Yeah. Why did God make me a girl and why did God make me a boy?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should dig those out sometime and go through them. The problem is that I couldn't get an online copy, so I've got I've got to get my setup so that we can look at the pages basically, or I have to photograph them. Maybe I'll photograph them; they're pretty sharp. But yeah, it's pretty cringy, the whole thing.
Yeah, we should take a look at that. Because I was thinking about it. I was like, he got those books, and I don't remember hearing anything about them.
Yeah. Yeah, well, like a lot of things I come up with, I say I'm going to do something, and I never do it. But yeah, it's pretty bad. Oh, and then I found a part of the brain that was pretty interesting that develops differently depending on how much testosterone the mother has in her system. And that part of the brain affects very much what your sexual orientation is. And I'm surprised that people haven't talked more about that. But it basically, whether or not you're going to be a real, like violent man's man, totally masculine.
Raging with testosterone.
Or whether you're going to be something else, something in between. Because you'll notice on the playground, if you look at the boys, and you could look at the girls too, there's a vast spectrum of differences in personality types and aggression and all of that. And that's always really interested me. I think that's one of the things that, if there's anything wrong with the human race, it's the fact that our first thought is to pop somebody in the nose instead of talk to them, right? Certain people have this like aggressive tendency. And I grew up with a lot of those kids. And all we got to do is figure that shit out, and a lot of the fighting will stop as soon as we figure out that it's a molecule that makes you violent. It's like
I remember just being full of it when I was a teenager, just loaded with testosterone, and you just want to rage. You just want to. I took it a lot. I took out a lot in the gym. I excuse me. I would go work out, and I hung out with some guys that like to work out. So, we were taking it out in the gym. I'll do 5,000 bench presses. But you do. You have that. It's very primal, and
I wasn't like that.
Had a few scraps here and there,
Yeah, the fact that I wasn't like that actually gave me like real low self-esteem because I didn't live up to the image, right? And I was like, I'd see that stuff and I'd be like, nope, I don't want to do that. I just don't want to do it. So there was something lacking in my testosterone structure.
Getting punched in the nose ain't all it's cracked up to be. So
it ain't that bad either, but my friend Rodney went to punch somebody in the nose at a dance, and he missed him and hit me. And I was like, oh, that didn't hurt too bad. But thanks, Rod. But he was a guy. If he'd be sitting there having a drink with somebody, and they'd say something that struck him as slightly wrong, and all of a sudden that other person would be on the floor. Yeah. Rodney's fists were just like spring loaded, and it's like it just popped off. You had to keep your, you had to be like within 10 feet of them.
That's a friend of mine. He's got lots of stories about getting popped in the nose at the bar, and then it's like, hey, you should come to the bar and let's hang out. It's like,
no.
Well, first of all, I don't drink, and it's really hard being around people that drink when you're not drinking because you're not in that goofball mode. You know what I mean? And then they start repeating stuff, and you're like, I'm enjoy sober. I'm sober here. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I was 17 years sober yesterday on April Fool's Day. I think it was. Yeah. That was yesterday, right? It's the second? Yep, or is it the third? Second. It's anyway, second. I enjoy being around people that are drinking until they get to about the fourth or fifth beer. And then I'm like, okay, I'm getting a little bored here. It's getting repetitive.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. But I really enjoy people. I get mildly buzzed around me because I get a contact high, and I have a good time with people that drink until they get drunk. And then I can't handle that. I don't know.
Yeah. Congrats. Good job, Mike.
Yeah, well, no, I didn't do it. Oh, it wasn't me. It was the people that helped me. That's who sobered me up. So anyway.
And hit myself right in the eye. Oh, that'll learn you.
Oh my God. How the hell do you do that? I mean, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, so 2 years ago, I started my channel and met a lot of great people, fun people, interesting people, smart people, and friendly people, and really appreciate everybody in the community and out of the community. And like I say, I try to be friendly with everybody, and like I was saying earlier, I'll talk about anything. You want to have a civil discourse about religion or Bigfoot or ghosts or aliens or the end of the world because of solar eclipse. That's all good by me. But if it's not going to be civil, then I don't really see the point of having a discussion on a live stream. I have to get my camera out and my green screen and make my face pretty and check my hair and all these things. And just to call each other stupid would really be a waste of my time. So, hello,
yeah,
Robin.
Since I started YouTube, I have never had such a large group of people as the atheist community, people that I care about deeply and consider friends. And it is amazing, basically, that this happened.
Oh, and there's so many folks that, have reached out needing a hand up, and, folks help people out and everything. And, that's just great to see too, that,
it's pretty cool. I like the community.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, I think, we can about wrap things up, and, I'm going to go over and, say howdy to everybody over on Slim Stream. So if you don't know Slim Cyborg, if you want to have just some good laughs, Slim, he'll make you laugh. It's a good time over there. So go check out Slim Cyborg, and appreciate everybody stopping by. We didn't really have a topic. We were just, I just thought it was cool. It's been 2 years. I've been on YouTube. They gave me a little notification this morning, said, "Hey, congratulations. It's your channel's birthday." I was like, "Oh, that's kind of cool." So,
yep.
And, it's been a great ride. If anybody else out there is thinking about making stuff, starting a channel or whatever, you'll hear stories about some folks that are going to give you some guff in a chat or something. But, if you let it roll off, mostly, you're going to have a good time as long as you have a good time, A lot of great folks will help you out. I just heard Kentucky Atheist is going to have R and Ra on his channel, and maybe Matt Dillahunty too. So I guess they were reaching out to smaller channels, and Joe jumped on it. So he's going to have them on. So that's always great that some of the bigger names, so-called, will stop by other channels. That's always great too. So
yeah.
And so go subscribe to Mike's channel, and everybody in the chat that has channel. Robin just started a channel. Go over there, and everybody else that has channels. Everybody, help each other out. Give some subs and some likes. Drop a few comments, a hi, a hello. It all helps out everybody with their algorithms and all that, and everybody appreciates it. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that's been watching my stuff. My numbers are great. I don't have a million subscribers, but you guys watch my stuff, and I appreciate it. So hopefully you were entertained, maybe learned a few things, and look forward to making more videos, and we'll see what comes up in the following years, and we'll do this again next time I get a birthday notification for the channel. Yep. And until then, I'll see you then.